Did you get the word machete on the street or in prison?
Nah, I got that when I was away. Actually, I never gave myself a name. I didn't even want this name. This name was given to me by the Cubans. My man, Ángel Sardina, Angelito el Cubano, and Chispa, and Roman. The Cubans, they pretty much like took me under the wing because back in the 80s they had the Cubans that came from the Marielitos, they were called. And, these are the ones that Fidel Castro got rid of. And when they came to the prison system in New York, them and the Hicks, or the Boricuas, they got together, and it was like it was a disaster. Them Cubans was like, they was about their life. So my man Angelito Cubano, he's the one that actually gave me the name Machete. I didn't want the name because I knew by having that name, I had to live by that name, and that was a big name to carry back then. So when they gave me the name, the Cubans, they used to call me that. I despised the name at first, but then everybody just started calling me that, and that caused me to live to a reputation, live to the name while in prison, and get caught up in shit. So I got that name in prison.
What does machete mean?
It's a knife.
Machete.
Like
It's
a machete.
It's a machete.
And they just gave you the name because of, come on, man. Like, stop, bro. Like, I respect you, but stop. Why did they give you the name? What did they witness that you did?
Because when my parents just sent me to Puerto Rico, I used to cut sugar cane and shit,
Why did they give you the name in prison? What was the incident that they saw that you gave?
Yeah, because I got caught up in a couple of incidents where, unfortunately, I
Yeah, the oversized knives.
I had to take care of certain things. I had to, my grandkids. See, let me tell you a story, man. I have a sister. When my mother passed away by the name of Ana de los Santos, that's my second old sister, she's 65, Annie, and she gonna look at this interview, and you're not gonna get me beat up by my sister. I'm letting you know right now. My sister will whip my ass. Like I gotta answer to her. I gotta be careful what I say.
What I'm saying is that you paraphrasing, and the people want to know how you got the name Machete.
I got the name Machete.
What was the incident? We heard the Cubans gave it to you. What was the incident?
All right, I got the name Machete because I used to fight, and my man, they told me, yo, you know how to use your hands, so this is prison, man. I'm gonna show you how to survive in a better way and how to make a name, and how to stab individuals, how to go from point A to point B, establish your kingdom, because when you're in the belly of the beast, in prison, we call it the belly of the beast. When you're in prison, man, you have to set. This was home. They gave me 25 to life for a crime I didn't commit, so prison became home. So now I had to take my Clark Kent uniform on and put on my Superman uniform on and survive. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because, see, the things that you do in prison, or at least for myself, I can't speak for someone else, you normally won't do in society. But prison is a different world. It's a different environment. So now, you have to survive. And it ain't that people were, start trolling me, because I never had this chain here, man, not to brag about it, this is my jail chain. I came home with this. You got dudes that was wearing skimpy chain. I just put diamonds in, that's all. But this is actually, if you look at my prison pictures, you're gonna always see this chain on me. This is my jail chain. People was getting robbed for little thin stuff. I was wearing jewelry because I established myself that this is home. Unfortunately, my peers was getting, shot down. They were getting denied. So this also, I was getting caught up, and I had to, do certain things to uphold the name Mario Machete.
So let me ask you a question. So you're openly admitting that you got that chain from prison, yes? It wasn't yours initially, no?
I borrowed this chain.
Oh, man.
So it wasn't yours. Do you remember who chain it is?
Nah, I don't remember.
Is the person still alive? Or you
I don't know if he's still alive.
So what if he come home and he see this and he wants his chain back?
Man, listen, man, there's a lot of things can happen in life. I could just walk out this studio and get hit by a car.
No, you wouldn't.
It can happen.
I don't feel that way. Don't put that on yourself.
No, but it can happen. So I'm
asking you about, I'm asking you if the person wanted to change.
I ain't got no more bad luck. About the 27 years was a bad luck.
Your new life that you live in, would you say, you know what?
Who?
I'm asking you.
No, I think Shaquell. Shout out to my man Shaquell. Shout out to Shaquell, OG Shaquell. Saludo, mi hermano, saludo. Let me tell you something. I think Shaquell said that in one of my interviews, right? One time I was in Clinton Dannemora in 1987, and Shaquell, man, you need to hear this guy's story. This guy's crazy. He used to rap. They grew up. I met him in prison. He used to rap. He used to rap and stuff, right? So we were in Clinton Dannemora in Upper H, and man, he was so annoying because every day he'd be on the gate. So, make a long story short, an individual had some music and stuff, and I said, damn, man, I need to borrow this to give it to Shaquell to keep him off the gate.
Right.
So I went and I borrowed the guy's radio.
He was rapping on the gate?
All day, man. He said that in my documentary. You're going to hear it. So I went and borrowed the radio and the cassettes, and I gave it to Shaquell, and then it was me and David Willem, big Artie's from Lower East Side, big Arthur's brother. So when I went to the yard, I had about 1 million Muslims waiting on me, because they said, I borrowed the guys radio and cassettes, and never gave it back. So I come out to the yard, and guys was waiting on me. I guess they wanted to, they wanted the shit back, and I'm like, when I borrow things, I don't return it, and it caused a little friction, and
Shaquell was telling me about that,
and but I got him off the gate because now he got some music. He had just came out of Key Lock, Shaquell, so I was able to get him off the gate to hear music, and I didn't have to hear him rapping all day because he couldn't rap for shit.
Me and Shaquell the same age. He was in my class, second, third grade. He's from Fort Greene, from my side. We the same age. He's older than us. This guy's old.
So
he's only a year older.
Pirate, before we get to you, so you cut somebody up.
Hold up, you saying that?
Yeah, I'm saying this.
Okay.
So my opinion. Hold on, I have something I'm gonna read, but I'm gonna wait till before I read that. My opinion, how you got the name Machete is, as my good friends Killer Kev or Soul B would say, you made a movie. And by making a movie, I guess I just want to know the movie that you might have made. Was it in front of a lot of people, or was it heard about? You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't care. Did you obviously, knowing your character, you had no choice to make the movie. So we're not going to. I just want to know about the chain. I definitely want to hope the person get their chain back if they come home. But
you gonna give him a chain?
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna find somebody so you can give him a chain.
I think that we can work out something, you and I. I think because you're a new peaceful guy. But I just want to know if that movie was made in front of people. Did you have no choice to make it? Like the movie that was made that made you get the name Machete.
Let me just say that, right. I fought the fight that was presented to me. What I mean by that is like if you were a man, I was able to tell you go get your stuff and let's deal with it like a man. And I'm not saying it to impress you. Pirate have been present when I've been in situations. So if a dude was a man and he had a reputation or name, and I felt he deserved a fair one, like a man. I didn't sneak him. I told him go get your shit, and we went where it had to go, whether it was with weapons or hands. We went there. But if you was a slouch, then that's the rules of prison, man. I'm gonna treat you like a slouch. If I had to get you any which way I can, I'm gonna get you. So I've been in some situation where, one day Soul B did me a favor, man. Shout out to my brother Soul B, and I appreciate that. I was going on the FRP. I was legally married, and I was going on a family reunion program, and a friend of mine had a little incident with another individual. And I committed myself, and I made a promise to my man. I said, homie that gave him the weapon against you, if he lands in the block with me, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna take care of that for you. And it happened that way. So one day I was coming out, I was going to go see my man Jimmy Lee from 183rd, Jimmy Aponte, in the yard, because I was playing baseball in prison, and this individual sucker punched me. But in the process of sucker punching me, he had a razor in his hands, but he did it backwards. he should have cut me first and then punched me. He thought because he was like 6'2" and had a little size of him that punching me would have knocked me out, and then he was gonna take care of business because that's what normally rookies do. You understand? So when he punched me, it kind of caught me off guard, and you're getting ready to hit that bell again. My man from Hollis, Queens, by the name of G Money. You know, he's from Hollis, Queens. He did 26 years. He's home now. You know, G Money came to my aid in terms like when we start rumbling. Me and the dude, he was bigger than me, so I had to pin his hands, you know, with my arm because he had a razor. He was taller than me, and I didn't have nothing, so I had to drag him. They had like a IOC room in my liaison committee room, and I had just got fired for it. So what I did was, I'm being realistic. I'm being as honest as possible. I knew that he had the best. He had me because he was bigger than me. He had a weapon, and I didn't have a weapon. I was smaller. I was not this heavy. I was smaller, so I had to grab him. And they didn't know while the people was walking, because I'm sure that other individuals was involved with this. You know what I'm saying? They kept walking to block the police so they won't see the commotion. So I had to protect my face. I didn't want to get cut because I'm disarmed at the time. So when I grabbed him, I went into I took him into like the IOC room, and we fell in, and my man G Money was in the computer. He was in my liaison committee. He just jumped out of nowhere, and we commenced on whipping this motherfucker's ass. You know what I'm saying? We whipped it. Literally whipped his ass. So when he runs out the IOC room, I stay in the IOC room. So I had like a little scratch, which when it was that regular scratch, not from the razor, I guess from, you know, his clothing or whatever. Yeah. So police came in the room. So I stood in the IOC room. He left, and when he came back from the yard, because they went out to recreation, dudes was in the yard, and I had sent word to my man Jimmy Lee. I said, if anybody does something to him, because the yard wanted to go up, I said, if anybody does something to him, we're going to have an issue, because he tried to get at me. I never experienced that in my life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I want him to come back. I want to deal with him. So I didn't have a weapon at the time because I was going to the yard innocently to play ball. So B, you know, and this is a true story, So B made a razor out of a can top. You know what I mean? So when he made the razor out of the can top, I'm looking at the, you know, I'm not calling him a rookie, so we're going to get the record straight, but I'm saying I'm not going to go, you know, I'm not going to war with that. His thing was, I'm trying to give him whatever I can to survive at that present moment. Right. You know, maybe he'll scare him away. So when I looked at that, I said, I can't do nothing with this. I might get hurt. This dude got a weapon. This ain't going to get me where I want to go. Mm-hmm. So I took the typewriter in the inmate liaison committee and had a rod. And we broke the typewriter, and I made a weapon right then and there. But now we had an issue now. In order for me to get back into the block, I was in shorts. I need to have state greens in order for me to stay out my cell. I didn't want to get in my cell, and I didn't want him to get in his cell, because had he gotten in his cell, he's bigger than me. He probably would. I'm not gonna make this fight fair now. But I'm gonna fight you like a man. But I'm not gonna. If you whatever you got on you, that's what you're using at that moment. Mm-hmm. So I had spoke to my man Rennie. He's home. Kevin Smith said, Vinny, I need somebody to give me a pair of pants. So Vinny went and got this, I forget the brother's name, he told the dude to trade my shorts for his state greens. So when I put them on and Queenzflip, I swear if you laugh, we gonna rumble. Oh my God. He gave me a pair of state greens, and they were so tight on me, man, that if I farted, them shits was gonna split. Go ahead. I'm dead serious, man.
Damn.
Yo, he gave me some steak. Yo, all I want to do is get this dude. So I put the steak green on, and they was hugging my shit, you know. And I'm talking about all around the board, you know. So I came into the facility, and Soul B's calling me through his cell. We in Shawanga, they got glass, and I told Soul B, let me know when he come in, give me the signal, go like this with your head. That means I know he walked in. So when the individual walked in, Sobe gave me the signal, and you know, I said, you know, a lot of people like Sammy Kawasa and them was mad at me because I gave him a fair one when he tried to sneak me after we put our word that if we had an issue, we would deal with it face to face. Yeah, you know, and I didn't sneak him because I thought he was the same person I was, a man. So when he came in the block, I already had the weapon out my hand. I said, yo, you know, today you're gonna become a man. Like, we gonna rumble. You know what I'm saying? I could have snuck him like I had him. And Sobe went like Like, he looked at me like, what the fuck you doing? Like, and I gave him a fair one, and I went to the box.
Got you.
That's good. Oh man, shout out to G Money though. He's like a good guy.
Nah, G Money's my man. I'm in touch with him. That's my man. Yeah, he's from Hollis, Queens too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's from George Martinez, my brother, man. I love him.
So,
So let's talk about the crime that you were accused of. What was that crime?
And on February 22nd, 1986, a good friend of mine by the name of Marlon Chrissy was killed. They shot him twice at Woodfield and Central. I lived on Hancock and Knickerbocker at the time. He got shot twice at Woodfield Central. So at the time, I was having two relationships. I was with the mother of my kids, and I was, which is Annette Guzman, and I was with, my childhood sweetheart as well, by the name of Wilda Pacheco. So I was at Wilda's house. I was cheating on the mother of my kids. You know what I mean? So I was with her. So when my friend got killed, a friend of mine by the name of Maurice Earl Duhaney, Garfield Carl Duhaney Carl, he had called me because his brother was locked up, the twin Earl, and told me that they had, killed our friend Marlon. So I immediately, got dressed. I came out the house. I was in Palmetto and Knickerbocker. The case took place, the incident took place 13 blocks away. So, I'm going towards my house, putting them in Knickerbocker. I'm getting ready to grab the mother of my kids and my children to go home to Hancock and Knickerbocker. And when I got to my house, before you know it, I got locked up. I was brought out of my house, and I had some police waiting on me, and they accused me of killing my friend. And,
wow.
And I went away for a crime I didn't commit. I wound up doing, they gave me 25 to life, and I wound up doing 27 years for a crime that I didn't commit. I went in 86 and came home in 2013.
But what made them think that you committed the crime? How did you get associated with that?
There was some individuals involved, unfortunately I don't know who's on the sideline. I don't know if it was if people got paid to say that I committed this crime, or like I told you, I was a problematic child. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people was getting tired of me in the neighborhood, pretty much, and I guess I'm just assuming this is not predicated on facts. Right. I'm assuming that probably they said to themselves, killing him would probably cause a problem, but if we could get rid of him, you know what I'm saying, it would be more safer than killing him. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm assuming. So they forcefully lied on me, and I went away at the age of 21 and came home at the age of 48.
When you say they, you're speaking about
individuals.
Individuals.
Who?
Individuals.
Well, have some. So I have a document here.
You have a document?
Yeah, and then if I don't, I'm gonna act like I do. So apparently, from what I know, what I've heard, 2 men and a woman lied on you. Yes,
absolutely.
Because you broke down the definition of snitching and lying. You
need me to break it down for the world, man?
Yeah, because you felt that these people are not snitches; they're liars. Can you break it down?
All right. We use the word. A lot of people use the word snitch fluently. I really like using the word fink, F-I-N-K. If you don't know what that word means, you should look it up. F-I-N-K. All right, and F-I-N-K, which means a stool pigeon, a confidential informer. What we call a rat. I like to use that word better. It sounds more professional. It sounds more eloquent. As opposed to snitching is like everybody uses that word now, so I'm trying to stay away from that word. I use the word fink because a lot of people don't know what it means, but I do know what it means. All right, so when you're a snitch, when you're a fink, right? If I commit a crime, if I go and walk up to this individual and rob him, and you see me rob this individual, and you tell the police, then you're snitching on me. And the reason why you're snitching on me is because I actually committed the crime. So you took it upon yourself to let the police know this is the individual who committed this crime. That's called snitching. But if I didn't commit a crime and you went and told the police that I committed a crime, then you're lying on me because I didn't commit the crime. I'm not gonna say you snitched on me. Although the street code is snitching, I'm not gonna say that you snitched on me because then I'm admitting to a crime that I did not commit. So I consider that you lying on a person, which is even worse than a fucking snitch. You know,
like a lying snitch.
It's worse than a snitch. So in my case, I was lied on. There was no concrete evidence, with the exception of hearsay, and you can look at the word bolstering, and that's what they used to convict me.
So what I heard, it was 3 people, a woman and 2 men. One of the men named Bushwick Bill, who was part of a legendary group called, what was he called?
Geto Boys.
Geto Boys. Is that his name? I just want to make sure, I'm not that old.
So I'm not old?
I mean, you're a DJ. So Bushwick Bill, right? And I asked you this privately. Actually, one of the questions, a lot of stuff is going to stay off record, but these are one of the questions that I asked you. And I said, Mario, why would these people tell on you or lie on you? And earlier you stated, like you told G Money just now, told us as far as your behavior. But
that's not predicated on facts.
Not predicated on facts.
I don't know why a person or individual would put me in prison.
But those 3 people, all I know is Bushwick Bill, and that's all I know. And those 3 people, were they ever in cahoots? Were they friends, family, related, or they're just friends?
Well, I want to answer a question. I want to. I got to take my hat off for this one. Now, you're going a little too far from. But that's another story. But I have a documentary coming out.
Facts.
And I want to respect the people who have documentary, which is Crime Faces.
Shout out to Crime Faces.
Shout out to Crime Faces. That's a family. But I will tell you this much. That I am actually innocent. I'm not going to say who are the individuals that told me or who didn't tell on me, but I could tell you this, that I actually grew up with Richard Stephen Shaw. I grew up with Jean Pierre, and I grew up with Kim Terry. And if you don't know who Richard Stephen Shaw is, he was born December 8th, 1966 in Kingston, Jamaica. That would be Billy the Midget, who people call Bushwick Bill. I actually grew up on, God bless his soul,
So, shout out to Crime Faces.
Okay, shout out to Crime Faces.
Shout out to Crime Faces. You got a documentary come out, which I, spoke. And you could breathe as heavy as you want. Yeah. And I'm not taking anything from Crime Faces, but at the end of the day, on this platform, about 3 days ago, So B stated that, and I just showed you the message from a guy, that Bushwick Bill told on you. So now I asked you, he told on you, you grew up with him, were you friends with him? Did you pick on him? He didn't tell, he lied on you, pardon me. Did you pick on him? What was your rapport with Bushwick Bill, or you want to save that for the?
That I can speak about. That,
okay.
I'm not gonna talk bad about. I'm not gonna talk bad about a deceased.
He just passed.
Deceased who?
He just passed away.
Deceased. He passed away. Yeah.
Passed away this year. Right?
God bless his dad. I grew up actually. We grew up like his family. I know his whole family. I know his mom. I know his brother Chris. We grew up. We was like. I never had an issue with Billy. I never had an issue with any of them. He was like a little brother to me. He was a few years younger than me. He was down with I introduced him to a group called the Bushwick Posse, which my little brother was involved with that. My little brother Carlito, and also the boxer Poison Junior Jones. You look up his name. He's a professional boxer. I was just recently with him. Yeah, look it up, man. He's a bad boy.
I mean, you're trying to divert me, but I'm on the subject.
You're listening.
I mean, you're trying to divert me, but I'll look him up.
And we all grew up and stuff, and we grew up. We never had a problem. Billy was like a brother to me. And in 1986, I went away, and he moved to Texas, and that was it.
So you don't.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I love you, bro. Well, hold up. As I reiterated, I will reiterate. So be stated on this platform a couple of days ago. I have the footage. I can play it on live if you need me to. It's on the computer. Footage P1000843. So that's the name of the footage on there. Okay. So be stated that the guy who is Bushwick Bill told on you. Now you're saying that he moved. Do you think that he moved forcefully? Did he move for his protection? What do you think he moved? Did he just pick up and move? His whole family moved, or did he move? Was he put in some sort of program? In your opinion, this is all opinion now.
I don't know what he moved. Shout out to Soul B, man. I don't know why his family moved. I guess they had a better life in Texas.
Interesting.
He became a rapper when he went to Texas. You know, he did his thing. He became a rapper.
Do you have the paperwork, or did you have the paperwork of people that told you?
I have my transcripts at home.
And
it's called minutes transcripts.
Minute transcripts, and the people that told you. Let's say the person or the people that told on you. Did you witness them tell on you? Were they point you out? Did you have a trial? Did you witness them tell on you?
You know, Crime Faces is coming out with a documentary soon. I want you to watch that too.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out. When it come out, you'll get some of that information. It's gonna come out. You're gonna see some stuff.
So you can't say if you.
I can say what I want to say, but
you on trial? So I'm asking you.
I went to trial. Yeah, I went to trial. Yeah.
So you blew trial.
Yeah, I blew trial.
So that means you were pointed out on trial. You had witnesses come against you.
Yeah.
And Bushwick Bill was one of the people.
I don't know who was one of them.
Exactly. You do know. But
I don't know.
But we're gonna respect crime. First of all, pardon me, my man, Pirate. Pardon me. I got something for you as well. The thing is, I got a lot of respect for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
But okay, we're gonna save the details of the trial for the documentary. We're gonna ask the people to watch it. But,
however,
there's a but.
However, of course there is.
That's Queenzflip.
Queenzflip, not Queen.
Same thing, right down the block, Flippy.
Mario, listen. But the thing is, listen.
You can do it, man. I'll fuck with you, G.
You were lied on. And this is what's important. This is what I need to get to convey to the people. You were lied on. And allegedly, someone, it's not alleged, but obviously you're saving something for the documentary out of respect. And shout out to Crime Faces one more time. But Bushwick Bill told on you. He pointed you out on trial.
That's what you saying.
That's what happened. I got the transcripts.
That's what you saying.
I got the transcripts though.
That's what you saying.
You didn't know I had the transcript, did you?
That's what you saying.
Hey yo, get the screen. See you.
No, we ain't gotta go through it now.
Oh, see, I had a surprise for you. Oh yeah, look, oh, okay. So yeah, breathe. Yeah, get the breathe. You didn't give me the transcript. Oh, for the record, you didn't give me anything.
All right.
You didn't give me anything. But the thing is, I'm gonna respect it though. I'm respecting that. But I just want to ask you one question.
Sure.
Let's speak hypotheticals right now, because you have something coming out, and we don't want to take food out of nobody's mouth.
It ain't about food. Let me get something clear with you. Something clear with you. It ain't about food.
About principle.
No, it ain't about principle neither, man.
Sorry.
I'm gonna tell you what it's about. You need to understand this. It's very important, right?
Teach me.
And it ain't about money, because they could give me $2 million, $3 million right now, and it ain't gonna compensate the loss. I did 27 years for a crime I didn't commit, and in the process of doing that, I lost a grandson, I lost grandparents, I lost my mother. You know what I'm saying? So, while I was in prison suffering, other people was enjoying life. You dig what I'm saying? But it's about vindicating myself. That's what it's about. It's not about the money, man, because they could give me all that money, and the fact of the matter is that I went away February 24th, 1986, and I came home February 26, 2013. So you could give me all the money you want. Those 27 years, you can't give me that back. So it ain't about that. It ain't about the money.
So in order to get vindicated, because before I ask that, let's speak hypotheticals real quick. As a person that go to prison for a crime he didn't do, and watching a person, not saying any names, but allegedly told on you, but they're living their life. They're a rap star, or they're a singer, or How does that make you feel? How did that make you feel?
I mean, when I was in prison, man, and you know, there's an individual who's out in the street right now, you know, and I'll say his name because hopefully, man, he would listen. He's listening to this, and maybe, you know, he might recant his statement. It's a guy by the name of Jean Pierre. You know what I'm saying? And he's home. He lives in Queens. One of your boys. You know, he lives in Queens, and you know, I'm in touch with his brother, Alexander Pierre, by the name of Doughboy, and you know, he did me a favor while I was away, and got me in touch with his brother, and Jean Pierre is, you know, one of the guys he's around, so I'm hopefully, you know, he's listening to what I'm saying, and he will find it in his heart to, you know, to help me, you know, to you know,
step up,
you know, to step to the plate. But I don't want him to help me in a way that a lot of dudes like to be helped. If he got to give someone else's name, whether the person did it or not, then not leave me with this crime. I can live with this, but I don't want you to take something away from me and give it to another because I don't know if you lying to that other person. Just come with the truth and know that. Tell the truth. I have nothing to do with this murder. I don't even know who the murderer is. The best thing that ever happened to me was Pirate. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been like fighting with the demons living in Brooklyn. You know, so I had to leave Brooklyn because I don't know if I was shaking the murderer's hand. And he's making a fool of me. So I said, you know what, let me get out. And I'm in the Bronx, man. And, you know, I enjoy, I love the Bronx. I enjoy it. So, you know, now I'm you know, I'm down with you know, with Gilly, Miko, Peter Shue, you know, private, you know, I'm a Watson Avenue boy now. You know, I'm a Bronx boy now. You know, unfortunately, that's
from Brooklyn to the
outcome,
Bronx.
Man. You know.
And so,
shout out to Brooklyn, though. We love our Brooklyn.
but why you can't say real quick before we get to Pirate? I'm just asking you why you can't just say, why you can't just say, yo, Flip. You know, I'm not asking you for the details of the trial. I asked that. I tried to say that at you, but why you can't just admit that this man who is a rapper, and we're not disrespecting the dead, that he was on your case. You can't even say that because what is it taking away from your other endeavors?
No,
that's what I'm asking. No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
That was my friend, man. Like I told you, in 1986, I went away, and their family moved to Texas, and they enjoyed their life, and I went and did my.
Was he a part of your case? That's all I asked.
Well, I'm gonna answer that. Do you want to hear that? You really want to hear?
No, you being sarcastic.
No, I'm not being sarcastic.
And I have a lot of respect for you.
No, I'm giving it to you. I respect for you. Do you really want to hear it?
I want to hear the truth. I want to hear if he was a part of it.
It's gonna come out in my documentary, man.
So you can't tell me you come on Flip the Script, and you can't just say, yo, Flip, he was a part of my. I dubbed it down as much as I can. I'm not getting off the subject. I dubbed it down. Hold on. I dubbed it down as much as I can for you out of respect of Crime Faces because they're coming out with a documentary. I spoke to them on the phone.
So you're saying
we ain't hiding nothing. I spoke to them on the phone out of respect for you. That's why I spoke to them on the phone because I respect you. Because it's hard to get on the phone with me. And I'm asking you. You said you don't want to say nothing. I respect that, but I asked you, can you at least say if he was a part of your case? Yo, Flip, he was a part of a case. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was.